What up, my man of society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Loke, back at you with another video. Now, make sure you guys like and all of that good stuff, bro. It does help my channel get into the algorithm. I highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that, right? Now, when I was asked by one of my subscribers, he told me, hey, I hope you don't get offended, but, I just find it really hard to understand the gangster life, right? Like understanding the purpose and a life full of so much betrayal and backstabbing and disloyalty amongst men who claim to have honor and loyalty. Um, Understanding why people still choose to go about things or anything like that. And that's good that you don't understand. You want to know why you don't understand? Because, of course, the sane is going to be hard to understand the insane, right? Um, someone who has reason and logic to him and stuff like that and can't understand insanity is a good thing, right? Because it's two different ways of thinking, viewing life, and, going about things. Because this life wasn't meant to be understood. You know, that's right off the bat. That's one thing that should be known. This life was not made to be understood or to make sense. Trying to make sense of something that was created, for no sense, for chaos purposes. Of course, regular sane people are gonna have a hard time understanding that. You know what I mean? That's why those who are normal can't understand those who are insane, huh? Right? Um, the thing is that when you talk about betrayal and disloyalty and stuff like that, it exists. It's treacherous. The game gets treacherous. The game is dirty. You have a lot of conflicts amongst not just you know you know for other things, but even in your own neighborhood, there could be beefs between individuals and stuff like that, right? It's normal. It's like a family. A family, has ups and downs and arguments themselves, right? It's human behavior. Spend a lot of time with an individual, you're gonna clash from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now the amount or how stuff goes, or how big the clashes are, of course, it's different, right? But it blows over, just like other stuff. Now, I understand why people see this life as disloyal and treacherous and stuff like that, because it is, but because of the narrative that has been pushed a lot by individuals out there, right? Ex-gang members or people that left a life behind and stuff like that, right? Who have told their stories and tales, right? But what people don't understand, right, on some of these cases, right, on some of these individuals that choose to talk about this life and stuff like that, is they have a personal grudge, personal vendetta, right, because of maybe how their career ended, right? Maybe they were pushed away, maybe they were, removed or deemed or backstabbed or whatever, right? So, they have a vendetta and a grudge, of how they view the lifestyle, right? Because, like I said, a lot of emotions do go on in this, and when somebody feels backstabbed or betrayed or felt like they've been cheated on, whatever, a lot of people tend to seek revenge or speak bad about certain individuals now because of that reason, right? Um, you know, Exaggerating truths, maybe telling fibs and telling it one-sided. Not saying that that they're lying or what they're saying about the life, right? But the thing is that a lot of people's careers end because not because they were betrayed or backstabbed, but because they themselves created that scenario for them, right? But that's a story that they don't tell, right? They don't tell the story about how they were manipulating people, how they were saying stuff that they shouldn't be saying, how they were pretending to be certain people, how they were, you know, taking advantage of others, how they were manipulating stuff in their favor, right? And then the neighborhood finds out, right? The gang in itself finds out, and now, you know, he's, he's in the hot seat, and then he flips, right? And he tells a story of how he did everything for the hood and now he was betrayed by the neighborhood. But it's like, for you were snaking fools and doing all this shiesty shit, and now when everybody now communication and we put the puzzle together, and now you're seen to be the culprit. You tell this fucking stretched out story of how you sacrificed everything and you got backstabbed. You know, a lot of these people put themselves and create these scenarios for themselves, bro. They volunteer for shit. They want to be. They want their name to have juice and you know, weight to it or whatever. So they create all of this mess, right? And then when the seat gets too hot, they're like, you know what, sabes que maybe this is not for me. Like, oh, it's a little bit too late for that, bro. Should have thought of that shit before. Because if that would be the case, everybody would have just left the light behind and stuff like that, right? And you know, speak about it how these individuals don't, right? But there's a lot of people that, you know, the life just goes on, or they do their time fine and they come out fine, right? But you see that a lot of people fall off too, right? But that's because, you know, they wanted to be Mr. Salsa, Mr. Relevant, Mr. You know, everyone speak on my name, Mr. I'm the one that has juice, right? Comes with the territory, bro. Gotta pay the price, you know, to be the boss, right? Um, you know, they thought that they were, you know, 100 committed to it, and then they realized that, no, sabes que maybe it's not for me, right? But these individuals, you know, a lot of these individuals, right? See, people know this stuff, right? Like people who are from the streets, you know, word travels and people are aware of individuals and stuff like that, right? So people know the real story behind things, right? But the audience doesn't, right? The audience can only go based off of what these individuals tell them, right? If this individual says that he was betrayed and backstabbed, then that's what the audience is gonna believe, right? And nobody who's really from the streets is gonna come and say, nah, he's lying and with it. I mean, maybe, you know, the information will probably get out there, or the word will travel, whatever, because everything does, you know. Um, but really, you know, really people who are from the streets don't really care whether people believe whatever they, or how they want to believe and see it, you know. It's irrelevant at the end of the day, you know, where it really counts. So, you know, they could try to push, you know, the sad story for them to get, you know, revenue or following or sympathy. At the end, it doesn't make it true or facts. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of people who fall off, right? A lot of people who the hoods turn their back on these individuals are some of the more, you know, grimy, dirty individuals, right? Because they exist in every neighborhood. You have those guys who will steal from their own hood and backstab their own homies. You have individuals like that in these barrios, right? You know, that's one of the things to know about somebody. If you're hanging out around with somebody and that individual claims, you know, that another person's his homie, right? And then when that person's not there and he's just you and him and he's talking shit about that individual, you already know off the bat not to trust this individual. Because someone who talks shit about someone who they claim is their homie is somebody that cannot be trusted, bro. It's one of the first signs that you should pick up. If you're talking to somebody who's talking shit about another person, you know, but then when he's in front of him, hey, you know, he's all cool, then you already know that this person can't be trusted, you know. And, you know, among snakes or whatever, you know, you have individuals who will turn the other way, right? Not say nothing, not call it out, you know, because they could use this individual to gain something, you know, for themselves, right? So, you know, but see, now he thinks that they have an alliance, but that an alliance is only temporarily. It's only a matter of time before it blows up, because alliances like that never last. I could tell you that straight off the bat. Once they find no reason of why for them to continue their partnership, it's gonna go south really, really fast. Because these individuals are like that. They'll step on whatever fingers they got to get to the top, bro. You know? But see, their egos don't allow them to see their errors, right? So they think that there's ahead of everybody and no one could see their games that they're playing, right? So he thinks that they have everybody eating off of the palm of his hand, you know? But little does he know. And that's why you see it in movies, and you see it with every, you know, cartels out there and all this and that, organizations. You see the betrayal and the backstabbing, and all the ones that are on top always end up crashing down, or people end up turning their backs on them or betraying them. It's for the very reason, because of all the backstabbing and stuff like that, and all the shasting and shiesty. You can't trust someone who deceives it and snakes people, bro. You just can't. Because it's only a matter of time before they do it to you. They don't believe, they know no loyalty. They know no bond to nobody. It's a personality disorder. They can't make communication. They can't make, how can I say, they can't create relationships with people, you know? They could be cool as hell, like I'm telling you, like cool and do you favors and stuff like that. But because they're looking to get something out of you, what that is, I don't know, right? And once it's done, next, and just like that, boo, damn, they shiced you. And that's why people are like, damn, that shit's unexpected. It came out of nowhere. Like, I don't know why they would do that, whatever. Yeah, because that's the type of individual they were. They were never cool, bro. And that's why people get devastated or upset, because they never thought this person would betray them. Because they thought that they were really, homies and stuff like that. But these persons don't know how to build relationships with people, bro. All those were empty words, all hollow affection, bro. Somebody who says that they're sorry and how they send their prayers and loves to people and that the scandalous or whatever, but then it's so quick to be talking shit about others and busting all these scandalous moves and everything like that. That person has no remorse, no sympathy, none of that, bro. All that stuff that they were saying prior to that were just empty words, bro. It was nothing. It was just an act, a gimmick, bro, for people to see. All right, Sabes que I could trust this individual. This was righteous right here, homie. This was actually somebody who actually cares and stuff like that. Because those two behaviors don't, they don't make someone who's actually, has loyalty, honor, compassion and stuff like that, is not going to, display these types of behaviors, bro. You can't have it both ways, bro. One has to be the true, person. And it's always the one when they're heated or pushed to a corner that you see their true colors come out. That's when you really see who they are and what they're about, right? Because they can't help themselves. Their egos won't allow it. That's why I always tell people, like, don't even trip. If someone's really scandalous and shady and stuff like that, trust when I say that. Give it time. It's only going to be a matter of time before they show their true colors of who they really are, bro. Because people who suffer from these kind of disorders can't help it, bro. They can't help it. Eventually, it's gonna come out. As slick as they may think that they are, as intelligent that they think that they are, or whatever. Trust when I say that they can't help themselves, and they'll come. And it always does. Where's the evidence? Look at human history, bro. All these dictators, serial killers, and scumbags, con artists, whatever. Their story always all ends the same, bro. Yeah, they were living high and mighty at one point. They were living high, but look how their chapter ended. And the reason why they always come crashing down is because they can't help it. Their egos won't allow them to. They can't stop from, even if they do get a bunch of money and live successful, they can't stop by still snaking people and backstabbing individuals. It's their persona. It's who they are. That's why people are like, damn, man, I don't know why he just, he already had money. I don't know why he just, chose, to take a different route or whatever. Because people who that's their persona, they can't help it, bro. And that's why they always end up coming crashing down. So I'm telling you, you can't trust somebody who talks shit about somebody behind their backs, bro. Even if, let's say, you dislike the person he's talking shit about. And let's say that, you don't like that person that he's talking shit about. But let's say that he says that he's cool with them, but now you're hearing him talk shit about that person. Even if you don't like him, it's still like, hey, you know what, Sabes que? I may not like that individual, but what you're doing right now is awfully suspicious, homie. Because I'm not even talking shit about that fool. And you're over here, and that's supposed to be your dog? Nah, homie. Sabes que? That's one of the first red flags. When I hear that, or when I see that, bro, I'm like, hey, Sabes que? You go your way, I go my way. There's no reason for us to keep communicating no more. Like, you already showed me what I needed to see, so we good. Like, what? You know what I mean? Because to me, that I can't, like, they could say that, oh, I don't mean it that way. They could back, but no, that there's no coming back from that. You know what I mean? Real talk. But what do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. Shadow, we out.